Okay, TIs. It is April 21st, 2024. April 21st, 2024. I don't know why my screen is so dark from my phone. I'm not sure why that is. Let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, I'm not sure. And it won't let me fix it. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Anyways, I had did a previous video and I just deleted it because I realized that I can't prove a lot of things I was saying. I mean, it wasn't like there was no factual. I can't prove it factually, some of the things. There were just assumptions on my part. But what I do know is that sometimes they do throw random people in this program. It is a takedown program. And for me, I don't know, this may not be for everybody, but I have tracked a few of the people that I watch. I used to watch regularly their videos on YouTube, and some of the cars and different TI, probably like a handful of TIs. I've tracked them back, including my TI, including my perps when I first started, the perpetrators, back to Texas. So that's the state where I believe, for me anyways, that how I got in the program, it's from a security agency in Texas, or some kind of security company out of the state of Texas. So I know this to be factual because I have a lot of experience in finding people, so with past jobs, and so I know that this is factual. And so, for me, nothing ever changes. I'm sorry if you hear a lot of noise. I'm in Arizona, the hot state, and it's in the upper 90s here today. So I'm sorry, I got the fans running. Excuse me. I'm trying not, I try to save every place I can. So I got the fans going. We'll see about that. But, because it might just be more, it might be hotter than I can take. Usually I might have to sleep tonight. I might have to turn the AC on, but I'm trying not to. So that's what I have to say about that. I do believe some families it's generational. This is generational. And also, too, I do believe a big part of this program is asset stripping part, and also a trafficking part. I'm not going to get into the trafficking because we all know what that is. But I do believe that it's asset stripping. So, because if you own anything, they take it away from you. Like, I owned a house and they took it away from me. They were breaking in at night. It was bad. I was waking up with, bruises it was terrible. The bruises that I was waking up with, it kind of looked like, I don't even want to mention it, but I went through a lot. And then and that's when I didn't know exactly what was going on. I had a suspicion, but I didn't know like how in depth this program is. So I didn't know what was going on exactly. So they ran me out of my house because I was living in it by myself, and it scared me because it was bad. Like, they were entering my house at night while I was sleeping. I was having to lock myself in my bedroom. It was just awful. But they ended up with my house, and they wouldn't let, they basically robbed me in my house. I got $6,000, and I almost had it paid off. That's what I got for the house. I almost have it paid off. And then I tried to buy another one about 6 months later, and it's still in the same county, which was dumb of me, but it still wouldn't have mattered. I tried to buy I bought another house, and I had a suspicion because the guy across the street, when I was buying it, I should have known then, but I wasn't sure what was I had more of an idea what was going on, but I wasn't quite sure. I didn't know that to the extent that they were doing it, but the guy across the street stood when I was looking at the house on the outside of his house and just stood on the edge of the sidewalk as close as he could get without coming over into the house that I was looking at to buy, just staring. I should have bought the house when I seen him doing that, but I didn't know the program. If I would know what I know now, I wouldn't have purchased the house because I would have realized. But that's what he did, and when I bought the house, they ripped the shade screens off of the house. They had an internet company. I didn't have any internet, and they had an internet company come. They thought I wasn't at the house, but I was inside the house. But my vehicle just happened to not be there, and they thought I wasn't there, and I caught them trying to install internet when I didn't have any. And the guy that was installing it was in a company truck, but he didn't have any company clothes on. He was a regular person. So he borrowed somebody's truck and came to my house. I went through a lot there, so I only owned that house about 3-4 months, and I had to sell it. They called every trick in the book they used on me. So I sold that house. They don't want me owning a house is what it was. They didn't want me to own anything. So they want to that's the goal of the program, to asset strip you and make you homeless if they can. And that's another thing too. I always had perfect credit until now, because what they did to me, as I had mentioned in the last video I did earlier this morning, which I deleted, is that I didn't explain it very well, so I'm re-explaining it. What they did is, for medical bills, they'll double bill you. And how they do that is, at my job, I have a spending account. It's not a lot, but I have a spending account that's money in there. So every year, when I go to the doctor, they take money out of the spending account. So what happened is I went to the doctor and got a big bill. I think it was $1,500 or something like that. And then, so at the beginning, that was my first bill of the year. So my portion of it was $500. So they took out the $500 out of my spending account for my portion. And then I had a few other straggly, just regular routine office visits come in, and so I had a little bit left over from the previous year, so I had quite a bit in there, and so they paid those. So I was free and clear. I didn't owe any money, because even though I hadn't reached my deductible, it was paid out of my spending account that I had, my medical spending account. So what they did is, since I was all free and clear, they didn't want that. They wanted to overcharge me. So the first bill that was huge, they ran that back through again a couple of times. And then the third time they run it back through, saying that they didn't put the right codes on it, they upped the bill to $2,000. So I owed $500. I ended up owing, at first I didn't owe anything. And then they upped the bill, and then I ended up owing $500 more. And sometimes they do that kind of stuff as normal. But for me, this is regular, ongoing, every year for me. So that's the issue. It's ongoing every year for me. And then also too, my bank account, any bank accounts I have, anywhere where I have to log in to a portal or anything, there's a double login. One of the banks that I have, I don't keep much money in it, it's, you know, it's like $100 or less. They were locking me out of that bank account every like 3 months, saying inactivity, which should be 6 months to a year before they lock you out. Federal regulations is, I think, 6 months. Well, they were locking me out every 2 or 3 months. So the last time that they locked me out, I decided not to log in and wait and see what happens. So I waited a couple of months before I called back in to get logged back in, 2 or 3 months. And in that amount of time, somebody had logged into my account 32 times. And when I called the bank and said, well, how is somebody logging in my account when I haven't logged in for 3 months? And they started looking at it, and I had a double login. Somebody was logging in. But they never wanted to find out who it was or give me any more information. They just wanted to close them out, and because I think it was somebody at the bank, really. They just wanted to close them out and just let me have one. But they didn't mention who was doing it, or they didn't want to find out any of that. But, you know, they did that too with my electric too. They shut off my electric in my apartment, and now there's a double account, and every time that my old account is linked to my new account, so every time I get a bill, it sends it to the old account and to the new account. So they know what's going on every account that I have, because they're all linked together. Even my rental portal has 2 different accounts. I could prove this. And then, you know, also too, they mess with me all the time. Like anything I have to do with the government, like anything I have to do with the government, like my car tags. I've been complaining about that for the last 2 years in these videos, because they're always messing with my VIN number, always changing it in the system. I'm telling you right now, and I said this in the last video, if they do that again to me this next time I renew my tags, I'm going to get a lawyer, because it's a federal offense to mess with your vehicle VIN number, and they are. And every time they make me get an inspection, come to the office, stay there for 2 or 3 hours so they can enter my apartment and do whatever they want. And then they tell me, oh, they'll mail me my tags, and they charge me for the extra money. They charged me the extra for being late. Even though I went on time, they charged me the extra money. It's because my VIN number. I tried to register online, but every time that I go to re-register, they change my VIN number. The next time that they do that to me, I'm going to get an attorney. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to get an attorney. I've been through this twice now, and I'm not going through it again. So I will get an attorney the next time that they do that to me. And then, so they're always overcharging you, always. I couldn't register, so I was late, so they wanted to overcharge me for that. It was their fault, and they're charging me. You know, that's against the law, you know. But that's what they do to TIs. Any way that they can make you, they don't care how much. If it's even $1, they want you to spend $1 more than you should. Because after a while, it's like a death with 1,000 cuts, or chipping away at a stone. After a while, you're going to be broke if they keep doing this stuff. If they keep stealing stuff, you keep having to replace it, they keep damaging it. By the way, I have no summer clothes left. They took it all. I had 14 tubs full of clothes when I moved into this apartment. I've got 5 left, and half of them are empty. They just emptied out half of them. They rifle through all of them and make a mess. They pick out the seams. It's a mess. Like, I constantly have, I get a lot of theft. It's not just one thing. They take a lot of things from me all the time. You know, I have no clothes. I have like 10 shirts left, and half of them are really, really old. They just leave the really, really old ones. You know, half of them don't fit because they're really old and they're all worn out. They leave those. You know, they got a habit when they come in my house and they go through the tubs of turning the clothes inside out they don't want. So the next person that comes in knows not to mess with that one. So they're saving time because they see the clothes that are inside out, not to mess with them, just to bypass them. They do that a lot. They've turned like a whole, like they turn the ones inside out that they don't want to mess with, the old ones. You know. So, and you could do, like everybody says, do this and do that in an apartment. Well, apartment doesn't matter. That's why they run you to apartments, because apartments, everybody has a key. The maintenance that quit have keys. The maintenance, it's only $1 or $2 to go to the store and make a copy of a key. All the maintenance people have key. All the people that quit have keys. All the third party that do the inspections have keys. All the office staff and the people that quit have keys. Everybody has a key to your apartment. So what good would it do to do anything? I mean, I have a camera, but it's not a good camera. It's the stupid Amazon one, so I don't trust it at all. I mean, you could put a camera in here, but it wouldn't make any difference. I was sitting here today and they turned my electric off for a few minutes. So, it's constant here. There's no way around it. A camera could be jammed. There's jammers, there's things, the general public is so naive because they haven't been through any of this. They're so naive as to, like, they think they're 1940 houses that they don't upgrade. They upgrade your car. They upgrade, your car can park itself. It drives itself. Planes are doing everything. They have all these, they're making robots, but yet your house has still got the same 1940 windows. Your door locks are the same 1940. I live in Arizona. We should all be living underground due to the heat here. Why are we like in these square energy efficient homes? Like, why is there no trees? Why are they cutting down all the trees? It's just nuts here. The way they do things is nuts. We should be all Arizona should be, all the houses should be halfway buried under the ground. Even the animals know that here. They all live in the ground because it's too hot. Well, anyways, that's my 2 for 1. Now it's updated with the correct information. I hope that you all have a wonderful day. It's Sunday, and thanks for listening to my ramblings. Peace and love.